Okay, kids. This is. Hang on a minute. I'm just going to make chili con carne, and before I do, this is how I do it. This is not how you should do it, or how it should be done. This is how I do it, and many other people have different ways to do it. I know in America they have. Actually, I'm going to use mincemeat, which is ground beef or ground meat in America. A lot of people in America do this with certain type of chili, green chili peppers, and little bits of meat, actual steak meat, which that's the way to do it there. But there's many other variations of this, and like bolognese, there's a purist way to do bolognese without, supposedly without tomatoes. So this is like a disclaimer to say, this is not like how you should do it or the proper way to do it. This is how I do it, and it turns out very nice, right? So I've got the rice up to a boil, basmati rice. I'm going to cover that, and I'm going to go and put it on the wood burner, right? Because it cooks very nicely, nice and slow there. So just give us a second, I'll be back. Right, so that's the rice out the way. You might keep this heat on for a second, get this, because we can get this going a little bit quicker. We start putting the kaima in. This is called, in Bulgaria, it's called kaima, mincemeat. Kaima. And you get all sorts of you can buy all sorts of different ratios of kaima here. 80% beef, 20, 80-20, 60-40, 50-50. You go up through the gears. I prefer more beef than pork, but like with the pork, you get the fat gives it more can give it more flavour and whatever. Now, some people do the onions separately, the beef separately. But I tend to do them all together because it keeps everything moving. You don't have to do it in phases and put things to one side. I'm just going to keep adding this kaima into here. And the onions, one kaima, one onion, one kaima, one onion. So the onions are going in. And the kaima. Right. And just keep adding, well I do, in equal amounts. And keep trying to break that kaima up, baby. And it does break up quite well, this one. Well, that's one packet in. Now we're on to the second one. A little bit of that. More onions. So this is like quite very simple cooking. Make the old chili con carne. Now, there's one thing I will say before I put them in. While this is just cooking down. Maybe some more information. Now, traditionally, you put in some recipes. I don't know whether the Americans even put beans in it. But like normally we put red kidney beans in here. Now over the years, red kidney beans, they look the part. They're very nice in the dish. Um, but I just kind of prefer butter beans. I don't know why. I've just used them once or twice down the years, and I thought, like, well, yeah, I prefer them than the kidney beans. And kidney beans don't have they tend to have more lectins in them and poisons. And apparently, they can kill you if you don't cook them properly or soak them properly. So, you know, there's something in those stories, every single one of them. I see that's breaking up quite nicely here. Right, so we'll keep adding it. Keep adding it. And I'm going to whack this on I've left that on because I'm going to whack it on there now to get this moving. Because otherwise the first stuff I put in will cook a lot faster than the later gear. Right, that's the reason behind that. Add a little bit of white pepper at this stage. Start waking it up. White pepper. So I'm going to put it on the big end now. And it's surprising how hot this one is at the back here. Just keep breaking that up with the onions. Beautiful. And this really does break up quite well. It's pretty cheap, this minced meat in the supermarket in Bulgaria, unlike the steaks. This is budget days. But at the same time, this turns out beautiful. And I like it a little bit hot. Well, it's chili, innit? Chili con carne. If you don't want it hot mincemeat dish, do some bolognese. You don't have to blow your socks off every day, but now and again I like this. And I make it hot. And as featured in another video, is this Chili Hills. Now I said the other day that it's not cayenne, right? Now I don't know that, but let's put it this way. I've been buying cayenne for years and years and years, and this particular one, Chili Hills, is like the hottest pepper. I've tried Scotch bonnets and that Carolina one and all them, and like I've never ever been near anything as hot as this. Now maybe it is cayenne, but it'll be a hybrid with cayenne and some of the hottest chili known to man. And I don't even know where they got it. I want to get some more actually because I'm getting low. And it's that hot. Like when I add it to this here, I add it with a fork. I don't put teaspoons in. I put it in with a fork because it's that hot. You just don't need much of it, right? So we'll give this a quick stir. But like, it's potent stuff, this. But it's okay if you get the results. You know what I mean? It's like if you're drinking alcohol. If you have 70% alcohol, you're going to get to your destination quicker. Same with this, right? So this is reducing now, and it also on the high heat. Look at that, breaking up very nicely. Very nicely breaking up. And it gets it gets the water out quicker as well. You know, that's what you want. You want this cackling, just like bolognese. You want to try and get the mincemeat cackling in the bottom and just start to, like, brown. And when you do that, you don't want to see any liquid like that still coming in. Get it, get all the moisture out, and then the flavour is concentrated. And then we're on phase 2 of the chili con carne. Now at this stage you can use, actually, which you will do, I might get this up a little notch. Right, the trick someone once showed me with the minced beef and the onions and that is the potato mash. See all that liquid come out there, and just clear it, get it out from the middle. Let's just push some more of that out. You know, won't be long now. And just pull that out the middle, and that helps the rest of the water to evaporate very quickly. And there, just keep pushing it there like that. Pull it out the middle. You see that running in? And this happens quite quickly. You know. There you go. And just watch that now. That'll just that evaporates very quickly. See that? Just a couple of seconds and it's gone. On the high heat. Now I'll also put in here some other little tiny, just to give it some colour in that, like the little tiny chili peppers, little red triangular peppers. I'll put some of them in, and they add to the heat. And we'll just shove a bit of paprika in now, give it a bit of flavour. There you go, look at that. Look at that. And also I'll put a beef stock in here. I like the beef stock in the chili con carne. I think it gives it, quite a beefy flavour. Now that says telescu there, which means beef or cows, right? But even if you don't understand that, there's a picture of a cow, right? So for the idiots walking around a supermarket like me who can't understand all this, you just look at a cow and you know you've got a beef stock cube. So I'll just unwrap this, which is like one of those chocolate things off the Christmas tree, right? And I put the beef stock cube in now, just to, one of my favourite sayings is wake it up. If you start waking stuff up, look at that now. We are at. Right. I'm going to turn that high heat off now. Get it back over here. That's off. It's even started to brown underneath that, look. So we're reaching a critical point here. And we're going to go in now with the tomatoes, I think. Any second now. Wait for it. Any second we're going in. They're trying to get everything off the bottom. Deglazing, as they call it. Right. Now, I think we're looking good now. To get the old tomatoes in, you can use diced tomatoes, passata, or I'm using peeled tomatoes here, doesn't matter. Any'll do, either or. You know, peeled tomatoes, I mean, diced tomatoes, it's the same thing, but I'm just going to dice them. Maybe I think they may have been cheaper, that's why I got them. Right. So, just chop these in. And if you see any of those little nasty bits, you know, at the top of the tomatoes, you know, they're like the nasty little bit at the top. Just pick them out if you don't like them. If I see any in here, they're coming straight out. I don't like them. Right. Right. At this stage, a little bit more white pepper. So we're building up the flavours, building up the heat. Stick a few of these in now. See them? Little red peppers, just to give it a bit of colour and a bit of, you know. They're not really that hot, these, compared with that other stuff, but like, they're hot enough. They are hot enough. Right. I'm going to go and check on the rice now. It's on the wood burner. And then we'll come back, carry on with this. I'll just give this a smash up actually to get these tomatoes. Look at that. Get the tomatoes smashed up in this. Get them right through. Make a sauce. And you're smashing everything up there. All the onions, all the meat. Hey. Beautiful. Right. We're nearly there now. I might have to put a little bit of water in this in a minute. Maybe a little bit of wine. I'll go and check on this rice. The rice is doing okay over there. I've just moved it to just a slightly less hot place on the top of the wood burner. I think I'm gonna touch a little touch of wine in here, optional, and a little tiny bit of water, just to stop it drying up. You can always evaporate water, but you can't always burn food. Right, now look at that. Now I'm going to bring out the lethal cayenne pepper. And I'll show you how much you want to put in here. Got a fire extinguisher at the ready. And I put it in like that. And you wouldn't believe it, it's that hot. if you start putting teaspoons of this in, you know, you might end up in the A&E in the town, in the hospital with 3rd-degree burns. Right, I've put in about 5 of them, and that will be red hot, believe me. Believe me. You know, with these peppers, the white pepper. So that's basically it. I'm going to cover this now, and we're going to switch this off and let that simmer now on the lowest heat it can. I might put it on the wood burner actually, and just let it warm through for half an hour or so and come back. Okay, see you in a bit.